friend, John McLennan here, and in this video, you're gonna learn how to play American Girl as recorded by Tom Petty on guitar. Now, I have an announcement to make here on the channel real quick. If you've been following along with my lessons here, every once in a while I get into these mini-series where I go and I break down an entire album. So I do a lesson on every single song on that album. And we've looked at some really great records, from Beatles records like Abbey Road and Rubber Soul and Sgt. Pepper's, to bands like The Police. We did their greatest hits, and rock records like AC/DC's Back in Black. Well, today we're starting a new series, and in this series we're going to be breaking down every single song from this classic greatest hits compilation by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So we're kicking this off with the opening track on how to play American Girl. But real quick, before we dive into the lesson, if you're new to the channel, I want to give you a gift. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that shows you the 5 must-know chords and scales to map out your entire fretboard. And this works for any style of music, and it's going to show you how to basically play in any key on the neck. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide. Or I put a link down below. You can use that first link and you can download it right there. So hope you enjoy that as my gift to you. And with that said, let's break it down. All right, so the song starts off. There's actually 3 guitars at the top of this tune, and one is just playing a D chord. And you have this just classic open position D chord from the 4th string down, open, 2, 3, 2. And you've got this strumming on a D chord, and then you have another guitar that's just hammering into the root note like this. And that's just the 4th fret to the 5th fret on the 5th string there, and just hammering in and then keeping your strum hand going back and forth. Then the main guitar part that I actually play typically is just this D octave here. And this is the 7th fret of the 3rd string and the 10th fret of the 1st string. Now what you want to do with this is you want to play those notes, but you actually want to mute off all the other strings. And this can be tricky if you've never done it before. It's called an octave. So I'm strumming down there and I'm muting off the other strings. You don't want them to ring open like that. You just want. Now this is an up-tempo rock tune here, and I'm gonna keep 8th notes going with my strum hand. And I'm gonna have this little accent, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But I'm gonna keep 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going with that. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then I'm gonna accent 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's a little 2-bar figure there. So that's gonna sound like this. So that's the intro, and then we go into the verse. And we're gonna play kind of the main progression for this song. It sounds like this. Well, she was an American girl. So we've got an 8-bar chord progression here. Each chord is actually lasting 2 bars. So there's 4 chords total. We're gonna start on that D. Then we're gonna move up to an E chord, which is all 6 strings, open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. Then we're gonna go to a G chord. You can play any G that's comfortable for you. I tend to like this rock style G chord where I actually leave off my index finger. So I'm playing the 3rd fret of the low E, muting the 5th string, then open, open, 3, 3. And then go to A. Now A, I just grab that with 1 finger, open 5th string, then 2, 2, 2. I'm muting the 1st string and also the low E with my thumb there. So as I mentioned, we have an up-tempo beat here. We're counting it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of those chords is gonna last 2 bars. So it's gonna go a 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, switch, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, switch, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes again. Now I did add a little bass line in there. Sometimes I'll play this and I'll walk up from the E chord. I'll play open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret on that low E string, just to kind of walk into the G chord like this. All right, the second time around, we hold that A actually for 2 more bars. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. Then we go back to D, and that's where Tom Petty sings, "After all, it was a great big world." And then that great big world is the pre-chorus section. So the pre-chorus goes like this. Then we're into the chorus, "Oh yeah, all right." So basically the pre-chorus, "After all, it was a great big world," goes back to the D. After all, it was a great big world. Then we go to G, and I did the walk up with lots of places to run to. Now here we go to an E minor chord. Now remember before in the verse, we were actually playing E major, but at this part in the song, they changed that chord to E minor. It's a nice change there. So these are gonna last 2 bars each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, E minor. Okay, that's like a 6-bar phrase there. Then we go to the A chord and we actually hold it for 8 bars. So it's this big build on A, which sort of launches us into the chorus. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then we're into the chorus. "Oh yeah, all right." So there, I walked into the G again. Open, 2, 3. "Oh yeah, all right. Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American." Then we're back to that octave intro part. So for the chorus, we're starting actually on the G chord. So G, then A, then D. Then we've got a new chord here. We're gonna go to a B minor, and this is a bar chord on the 2nd fret. We're gonna play from the 5th string down, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2. Then we'll go G to A, and then on the lyrics, "American girl." Then we go back to that octave, and you could either just go to D, or you could do the octave part up here at the 7th fret. Now for this chorus, each chord is lasting 2 bars, so they're all the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. Take it easy, baby. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G. She was A. Go back to the intro. All right, so those are the main sections there. Then everything goes back and goes again. Now, when you get to the 2nd chorus, what you do is you actually go to the bridge section. This kind of has this cool breakdown riff that goes like this. All right, so here we go to this single note part here. It's a fun little groove. We're gonna start on the note G on the 3rd fret of the low E, and we're gonna go. We'll play that 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There I'm going down, up, down with the picking hand. Then we'll go. And that's walking up 3, 4, 5, 5 on the low E string, then shift over to 5 on the A string or the 5th string. So. Then we got this little chromatic walk up, and that's on the 3rd string, 5, 6, 7. So all together. Then we're back to the main progression, and that goes all the way till the end of the song. It just fades out on that D, E, G, A. Now towards the end of the bridge there, I was adding some more funky kind of muted notes in between. So a basic way of playing it would be, and then you can add more of, you know, just some funky rhythms in there. Kind of just keeping my pick going back and forth. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can add a little bit of that in there with taste, of course, but then from there you just kick out all the way through the rest of the song on the main progression. So practice those parts, and when you're ready, string them together and try and play it along with the recording. This is a great song to know for party bands and cover bands, so keep working on it, and to help you even more, be sure to grab my ultimate fretboard guide at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the system that I use for mapping out the fretboard. And when I'm playing chords and different parts, like at the beginning of the song, we got the D chord here, we've got the root note here, we've got the octave part up high. I see specific shapes that those parts relate to. And that's what this page is going to explain. It's going to show you basically how I look down at the fretboard. And I used to feel so much more confused when I looked down at the guitar neck until I understood what I put on just this one page. I want to give it to you completely for free. So just go to johnmcclennan.com/fretboard guide to grab your copy. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you in another video real soon.